Take a look at what happened.
In the hours after the Trump rally shooting, words of sympathy and disgust with the violence have poured in from around the world, across the country, and across the political aisle. Some from those who have experienced political violence firsthand. Former Congresswoman Gabby Giffords and her husband, now Senator Mark Kelly, were among the first to condemn the violence, wishing Trump a speedy recovery.
That attack was the assassination attempt that left Gabby Giffords with a severe brain injury.
12 years after Giffords herself was shot during an event with constituents in a supermarket parking lot.
Stopping gun violence takes courage. I've seen great courage when my life was on the line.
The bullet pierced her skull, shot by a 22-year-old who struggled with schizophrenia and believed in a mass conspiracy by the federal government, taking matters into his own hands. Giffords' words of sympathy came as House Majority Leader Steve Scalise also offered prayers to Trump and recounted his own near-death experience at the hands of a shooter, just 5 years after Giffords.
Yesterday, there were miracles, and I think the hand of God was there, too. You can just see 1 centimeter over, and we're having a very different conversation.
That shooter fired 70 rounds from a 9mm pistol and rifle while Scalise and others were on a baseball diamond, practicing for a charity game. 5 people were wounded during that attack, including Scalise and 2 U.S. Capitol Police special agents. And in the years since that 2017 attack, threats to congressional lawmakers have increased.
I hope someone cuts that throat from ear to ear. Cut his head off. Swalwell's a worthless piece of cut his wife's head off, cut his kid's heads off. I don't give a
Don't worry, there's planes that will love the opportunity to take you off the face of the earth.
Capitol Police report over 8,000 threats to lawmakers just last year, compared to just over 5,000 in 2018.
In Michigan tonight, 3 men accused of supporting a plot to kidnap Michigan's Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Like the attempted plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer following weeks of heightened tensions in her state. The attack on the husband of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi when an assailant broke into their home and assaulted him with a hammer. And one of the darkest days in recent American history, the attempted insurrection on January 6th. But is there a way to extract America from its recent violent history and prevent a violent future?
I think we get out of this by focusing local, by getting more engaged in our local communities, by literally loving our neighbor, by knowing who in our community needs help and how we can help them, working across differences, finding those values again that we can share across our community, even if the person we're sharing them with might have a different political perspective or might come from a different background than us.
Or we may disagree. We are not enemies. We're neighbors. We're friends.
While former President Trump and President Biden are both calling for unity, in a nation that came together following attacks on leaders like Reagan in 1981, Roosevelt before him. The blame game is now growing among political rivals, which experts warn could set the course for another catastrophic moment waiting in the wings.